and legal options, all from the perspective of real mesothelioma patients, survivors, and healthcare professionals. If you or a loved one has recently been diagnosed with mesothelioma, contact GPW at the number below for your free copy of this informative guide.
Station WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Michigan lawmakers are forming a plan to help fix Michigan's roads with millions of dollars more needed. Plus, dog mushers are in Marquette for a banquet before the UP 200 kicks off tomorrow. We're live at the Holiday Inn. And the Marquette Conservation District is holding educational events in the near future focused on protecting our forests in the Upper Peninsula. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Checking out the planner for Marquette. It's a cold one for tonight as the skies clear out. Temperatures will be falling below zero here. And the winds start to pick up a little bit as well. Wind chills will be down -10, -15. Bundle up there with -2 as we start out the day on Friday here. And temperatures, most of you will be close to or below zero for the most part as those skies clear out. The rest of the forecast coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. State lawmakers are working on a new plan to fund the upkeep of Michigan roads long term. Just a week after Whitmer presented her $83 billion budget for 2026, officials are now tasked with finding an additional $4 billion to continue repairing Michigan roads. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent, Sophia Murphy, has more.
Governor Whitmer's roads bond plan is set to expire soon, and Michigan lawmakers are working on a new plan to keep state roads funded.
Our roads have been underfunded for decades. If you look at any objective metric, such as the cost of spend per mile on construction of Michigan highways, we are the lowest amongst all of our peers.
Lawmakers are now tasked with finding a long-term solution to the $4 billion that's needed annually to maintain state roads and bridges. On Monday, Whitmer rolled out her plan, which would use sales tax from fuel and raise corporate and marijuana taxes. House Republicans have introduced a similar plan but hope to avoid raising any taxes in the process.
You cannot just do this in cuts. You can't just cut your way out of finding $3 or $4 billion out of our budget.
Representative Dave Preston says he supports the governor's plan to divert taxes on fuel to roads, but that he believes more money could be found from cutting government inefficiencies.
If we really, drill down and get to the core of what's going on with Michigan roads, the money is there.
Both plans also have an emphasis on local road funding that Upper Peninsula lawmakers say will be crucial. With construction improving the state's major roads over the past 6 years, Preston says the focus now needs to be on county and city roads.
I'm all for block grants, getting the funding to the local road commissions and letting them fix their roads, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to do it the most efficient way.
The 2026 fiscal year budget is now estimated to be Michigan's largest at $87 billion. Lawmakers will have until September to finalize the state funding. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
The UP 200 kicks off tomorrow. Tonight, the mushers are at the Holiday Inn in Marquette to receive their start orders. Also, the silent auction items are on full display. Our John Truitt is there right now. John, hey.
Hi, Kevin. We're here at the Holiday Inn, which is the headquarters for the UP 200 this year. And behind me is the silent auction and all the swag that you can buy. Come on down if you need your UP 200 hat or sweatshirt. Joining me now is Mackenzie Geary from Northern Michigan University. Hi, Mackenzie. What is Northern's role in the UP 200 this year?
Yeah, so we're going on 3 years of being the Gold Sled sponsor, which we help with marketing and different things. That's kind of how I have my role. I help run the social media. But before we became the Gold Sled sponsor, we've been involved with the UP 200 for a long time. A lot of students come out and volunteer. So, yeah.
Well, they can't operate without their volunteers. I mean, this is mostly in a volunteer organization. Mm-hmm. How excited are their students to be a part of this very unique event?
We're super stoked. We've got students from all different departments and areas that come out and help out and enjoy the races, but also get some good learning experience as well, too. So we're super stoked.
Yeah, have you been involved in anything like this before?
No, I've never been to a race before being up here. This is actually my first race since we've had the festival for the past year, so I'm super excited.
Okay, well, thank you so very much, Mackenzie. All right, we're back to you, Kevin, in the studio, and we'll have more coverage of the Mushers Banquet later on tonight. Back to you.
John, thanks very much. Marquette County Conservation District is looking to educate the public on forest health. On March 11th, the Conservation District is holding a Firewise and Forest Health workshop at the Up North Lodge. It will include talks from DNR members on how to keep the forest safe from fires and invasive pests. MCCD Forester Sarah Kelso says the community plays a key role in protecting our forests.
We want to keep forests healthy as we can. They're really important to the UP for our tourism industry, for the folks who live here, for the timber economy. So we want to make sure that invasive pests and insects that we're seeing and diseases, that we find out about those as soon as possible. And so we really rely on folks to know what to look for, and we hope that we can teach them that.
The workshop is from 6 to 7:30 and free for anyone to attend. Again, that's March 11th. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, President Trump lays out his conversation with Putin, with peace talks for the Russia and Ukraine war continuing. We're back in 2 minutes.
CBS Tonight, Georgie's mom is coming to visit.
Lucky, lucky.
But
You're always giving your mom a pass for everything.
Her husband just died, her favorite kid moved away.
You?
Sheldon.
this one's the mother of all episodes.
It's honor your mother, not honor your mother-in-law.
My God, what is your problem?
Did I take the Lord's name in vain?
I didn't. I was asking him, what is your problem?
Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, new CBS Tonight and streaming on Paramount+.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go.
3, 2.
For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. It's that time of year again. Medicare annual enrollment period is here. From October 15th until December 7th, you have the opportunity to make changes to your Medicare Advantage plan. The annual enrollment period is started and will end on December 7th. Now is the time to speak with a licensed agent about your Medicare Advantage options and to find out about the benefits available to you with the Medicare Advantage plan. Mark your calendars and make the most of the Medicare annual enrollment period.
Call 800-517-8602.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk's big winter sale. It's that time of year when you spend more time on your sofa, more time on your recliner, and more time in bed. During Shunk's big winter sale, you'll save on the furniture you need. And there's big savings on quality Amish dining room, too. Have it built the way you want it, or save even more on floor sample closeouts. And mattresses from Serta, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. The selection and discounts have never been greater. Shop Shunk's big winter sale at both locations for big discounts. Shop Shunk's in Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Well, it's that time of year, the UP 200, of which TV19 is a proud sponsor. And let's check things out here. Of course, it goes from the 13th through the 17th here. Unfortunately, the weather has been conducive for it. So as you're traveling there, here's the kind of weather that the mushers can expect here over the next several days. And we got chill factors and weather here, two big things that, of course, have to be considered. And overall, not a lot of snow. Maybe Saturday morning you'll see some snow. Sunday you'll see some light snow as well. Not too bad for Friday, Monday and Tuesday, not much there. But look at these chill factors. Every day has the potential chill factors below zero, and in some cases down into the minus teens or minus 20, particularly during the early morning hours. So, they'll have the work cut out for them, but hardy people, of course, the UP 200, and hopefully it will be successful for this season. In the meantime, the winds shifting out of the southwest for tonight, keeping the lake effect away and giving us well, it's not very much of a warm-up here, but the winds won't be too strong as we head on toward Friday. And you can see those bands stay well to the north into Friday morning. Clear skies overall. Clouds thicken up, so most of Friday looks good. And then Friday night, here comes some snow bands. And backlash snow will be around Saturday morning. So snowfall from Friday afternoon into Saturday midday here. Looking at about 3 to 4 along the Wisconsin border for Marquette and along the 200 trail. Looks like about 1 to 2 inches of snow for Friday night into Saturday morning. And lows for tonight across the area, many of you below zero. So it will be a cold one on that clear, cold night into tomorrow. We'll have partly sunny skies. A little snow could come in late in the day along the Wisconsin border here in Marquette to Munising, maybe a few flurries late in the day. But the better chances will be for Friday night and Saturday morning. And again, some light snow into Sunday. Monday, President's Day, begins the bitter cold. So that's where we have those wind chills down to -15. Fortunately, the winds don't appear too bad on Monday for the UP 200 here, which will go on through Tuesday. And just a very slow warm-up as we head into the middle of next week as temperatures hopefully get to 20 by later Thursday or Friday.
Tom, thanks again. President Trump says he is working on new negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp now joins us live from Washington. Rachel, first of all, good evening. What can you tell us?
Good evening, Kevin. So about an hour ago, the president said that Ukraine will be involved in these peace talks with Russia and the U.S., as well as some other partners. And that's something that many of our European allies have stressed, that when it comes to these peace negotiations, they want all parties involved. Following Russia's release of Pennsylvania teacher Mark Vogel, President Trump spoke to Russian President Vladimir Putin over the phone.
And I think we're on the way to getting peace.
Trump described the call as highly productive, adding they will begin negotiations immediately to end the nearly 3-year war in Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky also spoke with the president over the phone following Trump's conversation with Putin. Zelensky said their conversation focused on achieving peace and working together on economic and resource partnerships. But Zelensky later added, as an independent sovereign country, any negotiations must include Ukraine at the negotiating table.
Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed.
The negotiations between the U.S. and Russia have rang alarm bells for European allies, saying they all need a seat at the negotiating table. Many are worried the U.S. approach to a potential agreement with Russia could align with more of Russia's goals of how the war should end.
We want, like you, a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth also reiterated that Ukraine's NATO membership is not part of a realistic peace plan. If added as a member, it could shield Ukraine from future Russian attacks. But the secretary says the president hopes to end the war through diplomatic measures.
The bloodshed must stop, and this war must end.
And Kevin, the president did say that when he was talking with Putin that he plans on meeting him in person, possibly somewhere in Saudi Arabia sometime soon. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Coming up next on Insights, we're joined by a board member of the UP 200 Board of Directors to talk more about what to expect for this year's UP 200. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If your loved one has suffered from bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call 800-261-0666 and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
Day, isn't it? It's Valentine's Day on the Jennifer Hudson Show. And let's call your Galentine.
I love you! I love you!
Plus, Bella is back.
You should wear that dress you have on because it makes your beauty stand out.
Then love that rose from the ashes.
That is priceless.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6. WZMQ 19 seeks a talented and dynamic multimedia account executive who thrives in a fast-paced working environment. Passionate, motivated, goal-oriented individuals should apply. Responsibilities include identifying the needs of local businesses, developing strong relationships, selling advertising on our TV, digital, and CTV platforms. Email your resume and cover letter to advertising@WZMQ19.com today. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The UP 200 is almost here. Opening ceremonies begin at 6:30 tomorrow for the 228-mile race. Joining us on Insights tonight from the UP 200 Board of Directors is Mari Vedic. Mari.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I can only imagine how excited you are that it is finally returning.
Yes, it is finally returning after 2 years of weather-related cancellations and some very fun festivals, admittedly. The races are back, and we could not be more thrilled. The mushers are thrilled. I don't want to speak for the dogs, but I think the dogs are pretty happy too.
I'm sure they'll be excited.
Yeah.
So tell us what's in store for tomorrow. Break it down for us.
Yeah, so tomorrow, I know most people immediately start thinking about the downtown race start. Opening ceremonies, like you said, 6:30. Race start at 7 for the UP 200, and the midnight run starts at, 8:30, yes. But in the morning, we have the vet check at Riverside Auto, which is very fun. The public is welcome. It's from 9 until 12:30. And each team goes through, meets with veterinarians. Each dog is checked to make sure that they're healthy, feeling good in advance of the race. And it's just a really great opportunity to pet some dogs, see the mushers, see the mushing trucks, the rigs, and it's just a great experience. So we encourage folks to stop by.
Excellent, excellent. So speaking about the dogs, I do want to get this out of the way too, because I know we should not be bringing any dogs down to the race start.
Yes, please do not bring pets down to the race start. We already have, hundreds of dogs down there, lots of folks, lots of spectators. So we just ask that folks leave the pets at home where they can be safe, our teams can be safe. It's just better for everyone. So thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, as far as other events, or first tell me, how are the trails looking right now?
Oh, the trails look really good. Of course, we've been keeping a really close eye on everything, as we always do, but even more so this year. And everything was shaping up really well. A couple weeks ago, we were worried about the stretch outside of Marquette, say to Chatham, but even that shaped up really nicely. So the trail team, our trail bosses have all said it looks great. And with the weather being what it is for the weekend, which is nice and crisp, but not too much wind, I think we could have perhaps a pretty quick race. So things look really, really good.
All right, excellent, excellent. And I know there's so many volunteers that are helping out with this. Tell us about everyone that's just helping put this on.
Oh my gosh, well please, I just want to start by saying thank you to all of our volunteers. I mean, it truly, truly takes a village in this instance, or entire community. We have about 600 volunteers. Some years it's even up to 800. But it's a huge undertaking to organize everyone, so shout out to Meg Haleva, our volunteer coordinator. But we really, from Marquette to Chatham to Gwynn to Grand Marais and everywhere in between. People are pitching in, tons of students from NMU. So we're just really grateful, and it's so fun to have everyone participating in the ways that they do. So.
Yeah, we mentioned the students helping out from NMU. They're even helping out with security as well.
Yeah. We have help from them for security. We have vet tech students who pitch in on that crew, and students who work out at the road crossings in the more remote areas too. So all across the board, they help.
Excellent. And really quickly, besides the race start and all that, Mari, is there any lesser known things that people should be keeping an eye out for?
Yeah. Well, I think that vet check is a great thing. We already mentioned that's a little bit lesser known, so that's tomorrow morning. But I also want to call out Jack Pine 30, which is Saturday morning at Gwynn. The race starts at 10 and will conclude at about 12 because it's our shorter race. It's about 28 miles. But it's really fun. You get up close and personal. So if you look up the schedule events on our website, up200.org, you can see the details for that. It's just a really fun, charming race. You have really seasoned racers, but also some folks who are just starting out. But lots of dog interaction, if that's interesting. And then also Grand Marais, which I know folks generally know about, but not only are the teams resting there Saturday during the day, so you can get a lot of dog interaction there, Grand Marais puts on a whole slate of events. There's a sledding race, there's an auction, there's I think they call it the hot dog feast. So a great lunch to be had in Grand Marais, and I think just sort of a festival, out in the street type of atmosphere that's really fun. So,
Excellent. And everyone at home, be sure to tune in at 7 o'clock tomorrow for our full hour special of our live coverage of the event. So that'll be great too. Mari, thanks so much for coming on today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And Mike Ludlam has your look at sports when we come back.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
I'm Maddie. I'm a lawyer, but things aren't always as black and white as they seem. Real life is still a mystery. Morning, y'all. Anybody want a muffin?
I don't trust her. She is using that infuriating little aw shucks routine to hide the fact that she's a highly skilled monster. I know it's a strong take.
Crash helmets on, brace for impact.
Matlock is all new CBS Tonight, 9/8 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
I'm Nora O'Donnell, and this is the new home for CBS News in the Upper Peninsula. We'll be looking for you right here on WZMQ 19.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Give your home a fresh new look with our energy-efficient windows and stylish doors. And here's a deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time, when you buy 3 windows or doors, you'll get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free. Don't wait. This offer ends February 28th. Call today and start transforming your home with the Window Store. Quality windows, doors, and unbeatable savings. Only at the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The top 4 teams in the GLIAC men's basketball standings are in the Upper Peninsula for big games tonight and Saturday. Michigan Tech is tied for first place with Lake Superior State, both having 11-3 records. The Huskies host 20th-ranked Ferris State tonight. MTU's Marcus Tomaszek had a huge game in the 88-85 win over the Bulldogs about 3 weeks ago. Tech head coach Josh Bittner hopes Tomaszek gets more help tonight.
I don't think we can count on Marcus going for 45. I'm not saying that can't happen, but hopefully we're a little bit more balanced. we got to minimize especially the two lights out 3-point shooters they have, and you got to take care of the ball and you got to rebound. We don't have to put that load on them. Obviously, every game's so important right now. If things aren't going well, we're going to go to them often. It makes it a little easier when you're more confident in everybody making their shots at home.
Tip-off should be around 7:30 or a few minutes after the women's contest. Meanwhile, the NMU men's basketball team is tied for third place with the Bulldogs at 10-4. The Wildcats host 15th-ranked Lake Superior State in an hour or so. NMU head coach Matt Makerzak says the Lakers have a great combination that makes it tough for any team to defend them.
I think they've shot over 40% in 14 of their 20 games. If they shoot over 40%, they haven't lost a game all season. So part of me, unfortunately thinks if they make enough shots, we probably just lose. We need to get a little lucky and have them miss some shots. You take the level of shooting with this just ultra level of physicality. And I don't think any team that I've ever competed against has matched those two things so perfectly than this year's Lake State team.
Tip-off again around 7:30. Highlights on your WZMQ News at 11. By the way, Wildcat home events for the next week. The NMU Student Athletic Advisory Committee will be collecting donations going toward the Make-A-Wish Foundation to help grant a wish to a child in Michigan. The Michigan Tech football team has announced its 2025 schedule. Here are a look at the home teams. It'll start August 28th with Bemidji State, jump down to September 20th against Upper Iowa. Ferris State, the defending national champions, show up in Houghton on October 18th. Roosevelt visits on November 1st, and Saginaw Valley wraps up the season on what? The Firearm Deer opener, November 15th. Well, that's a late one. By the way, the Huskies visit NMU for the Miners Cup game on October 25th. The NMU women's lacrosse team opens its regular season at home tomorrow against Walsh. The Wildcats are projected to finish second in the GLIAC behind Grand Valley State. NMU head coach Lindsay Makerzak says her team has plenty of depth, but this year's much younger than past seasons.
10 freshmen, 10 sophomores, so just an army of underclassmen on a roster of 30, so this year's going to be different. We have our entire defense returning, and so we have these senior defenders that have been through all of these different things. They're time-tested, they're analytical kids that are really careful with things, are really upholding the standards of what we want our team to be.
The Walsh contest tomorrow starts at 5 o'clock at the Superior Dome. The Wildcats entertain Wisconsin Stout Sunday at 4 o'clock. And in case you had forgotten, the NMU men's basketball coach Matt Makerzak is married to the NMU women's lacrosse coach Lindsay Makerzak. Kevin, back to you.
Mike, thanks very much. Don't go away. Tom DeVecchio is going to have a final look at weather for us when we come back.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-671-9020.
What happens when the world's best journalists come together?
This was an entire building. It will take years to rebuild.
We're from CBS News, American television.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
It's quiet and peaceful here in downtown Marquette for now, but that is about to change.
Get ready, UP. The countdown is on for one of the biggest winter events of the year, the UP 200 Dog Sled Race. And only 19 News will give you the best coverage. 19 News will bring you live reports, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes looks at the teams preparing to conquer the cold. 19 News. Your home for the UP200. Brought to you by the Window Store and True North Federal Credit Union.
If you are suffering from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or pulmonary fibrosis, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. Call Detroit-based Goldberg, Persky & White, working lawyers for working people for more than 35 years.
Skies clear out for tonight. That's going to drop our temperatures, many of you below zero, and wind chills down to -15 with the winds picking up. Snow picks up Friday evening, and you can expect a couple of inches of snow for the UP 200 for the later on Friday and into early Saturday morning. Many of you down below zero for tonight under mostly clear skies. Clouds will be thickening up for Friday. Maybe some light snow late in the day along the Wisconsin border. Most of the snow, though, will be Friday night and Saturday morning, and some light snow around through the upcoming weekend. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks very much. And just as a reminder, everybody, tomorrow at 7/6 Central, we are having a 1-hour special focused entirely on the UP 200 as it kicks off. Opening ceremonies at 6:30. We're going live at 7. And coming up tonight, we'll have more headlines for you at 11:10 Central. We'll see you then.